Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Designed by Kathy. Today we're going to do an acrylic pour, a dirty pour, which is called a puddle pour, where we're basically going to make a puddle out of our colors and we're going to make something pretty. So let's get started. So for this painting, I have again chosen colors from one of the color palettes that I found on Pinterest. And while my colors are not exactly the same, they're close enough, I feel like I got them close enough to what I wanted, wanted the palette to be in this painting. I have basically taken, and I've already mixed these up, so you don't have to watch me do that, but I put a 1-to-1 ratio of paint with my Liquitex pouring medium. And I'm going to be using, the colors I'm going to be using is a green teal. And I've got this one mixed by itself. Now, the palette had this other color that, and they were paint colors from a paint store. So they're not going to come in, what we buy our craft paints in. So this color, I took the same green teal and I added a little bit of black to it, and I got this color that I was really happy with. I've also got this terracotta color that I really like, and I think so far, I hope you can tell, those look really pretty together. I also wanted, this would be my lease, this is a blue. The palette that I was using as my guide kind of had more of a purple, but I like this. This is a nice soft blue, and I think it's going to blend well with these other colors. And then I also used this magenta. Again, I mixed my paint 1-to-1 ratio with my pouring medium. And let me move things away. Also in this one, to get this color, I used a bright blue and I used a little bit of a little lilac purple color, but then I still wasn't happy with it, so I came back with this. It's called winter blue, and I added that. So that's, and mixing your colors, it's just, you start out in a small amount and see which ones are going to work well if you're not an expert in color mixing, as I'm not, but I just kept adding and got the colors that I wanted. So what I want to do, and I've stirred these up, you want to mix your pouring medium in really well here. And I'm going to start by layering these. And it's going to be something similar to what we've done before, but just a little bit different. We are basically just going to make a puddle. So I'm going to put this, my teal green on top of my green that I made up. I don't know what to call it. So I'm going to layer that one. I think I want to add the terracotta. I didn't really have a plan of my layering to start this. And let's go with the magenta. And I'm just gently, trying to gently pour them. The idea is for them to layer, nicely on top of each other rather than just dumping them in the cup and them all mixing together and making a muddy color that's not what you really want for your project. And I'm going to top it off with my blue color. So we did one complete layer, not back and forth, back and forth. I just layered each color as it was. So I'm gonna make sure that, looks like I've gotten a few little paint spotted, just make sure it's not anything else. So what I want to do is try to make it up as much of a little pouring lip here as I can. I'm going to start right here in the center. I really think I need to get all these out of the way here. I'll start here in the center, and I'm just going to start circling. Just keep piling on your puddle. You'll see the colors, each one that we layered, start to come out. Just keep swirling them around. And you can see with the pouring medium that the paint is already flowing pretty well on its own across the canvas. And then, as we've done with the other pours that we've done, we're going to start to tilt this and let this paint flow and take shapes across the canvas here. Now, don't want to dump it all off at once. That's one thing to be very careful about, is you don't want it to just like take off and voila, you've dumped all your paint off. And you can see some of those colors that maybe weren't showing up so much when we were pouring them out. They're starting to appear really nicely here. I've used the magenta before, and it seemed to be a very overtakingly powerful color, but I like the way it's just kind of staying in its place there now where I want it to. Now I think I want to get the corners really well. This doesn't seem to be wanting to go off that corner, but we've got plenty of paint that we've got access to right here. Excess paint we have access to. How about that? Let's try for this corner back down here. I want to try to, I like the way those colors have commingled together there. Very, very pretty. Let's see if I can get that. I don't want to set this down in my puddle of excess paint. So I want to, just going to put these cups under here, and going to need to do something with that for sure. So I've got this little tool, and I am just going to scoop up some of this paint, and we're going to add it back to the edges just like so. Scooping it up really gently, try to not mess up the little bit of pattern that's there after, even the paint that fell off still has a bit of pattern to it. Now, what I can do, not because I don't like to waste, is take a smaller canvas or a art paper, and you can do a dip with your leftover paint here and be able to utilize all of it. And don't do what I just did. That was a happy accident that I didn't drop a big blob. Don't carry your trowel or whatever you're using to pick up the paint don't carry it across the painting. Go elsewhere here, because I've done that before and that's not something you want to have happen. See just a little more over here. See if I can carefully, there we go. Now I can't see the front, so I want to check just a few spots here as well. Oh, okay. I love this color combination. It's not something I would have thought up on my own necessarily, unless I had a piece of furniture or a room, you know, that I was trying to coordinate with. I wouldn't have necessarily thought to put these colors together. That's why I love these palettes that you can find on Pinterest and, you know, like Google them, but these are already there for you, and I do have a lot of them already saved on my my art board on Pinterest. So feel free to go and check out the ones that I've saved, and it'd be interesting to see if you can guess which one this is off my board that I chose as the palette. But that's it. So we're gonna let this dry and continue to drip, and I'm gonna get this excess paint up and use it on something else. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll give it a try. With each of the different dirty pours, different technique, you get a different pattern. So that's the reason for trying the different techniques, whereas, you know, one that we flip the cup or whichever one we do, but you get a little bit a different pattern with each one. So that's why it's fun to experiment with all of them. So grab you some paints and get started and make it yours and make it personal, and you can do it. Hey, and I hope you'll leave me a comment, share, like, and subscribe. Have a good day.